Hello, y'all. I was sitting here walking and just contemplating about porn and how it affects the brain, how it affects your outward social life, how it affects pretty much anything encumbering you. Um, Porn is not a bad thing. Inherently, it's never been bad. I'm against shunning sex workers, but point being, it's also derived from the basis of capitalism. As you know, anything encumbering or developed in a system like this, you kind of understand that it has a negative connotation, or at least that's what I've understood, or the connotation has been contorted to a way where it's been monetized. And anything that has to do with monetization, I mean, it's in the air. But I feel like I went on a side tangent. Point being, porn isn't inherently bad. Now, what is inherently bad? Treating yourself in a way that's not conducive to a positive life. When I speak about this stuff, I can only talk about my own experience. And I'm gonna walk by these people. Probably gonna stop talking a little bit. But understanding that, these people don't cut me off. Like I was saying, honestly, I don't even know where I was at. Point being, I can only talk of my experience, not necessarily anybody else's. But one thing I have understood, contrasting myself off of porn for a set amount of time, I'll just say 30 days compared to a consistent watch basis of 30 days. I can contrast those two and tell you that whatever anxiety you're feeling, whatever kind of suppression you feel in your spirit, it is more likely, if you are indulging porn, I'm not to say that is the reason why, you feel this sort of depression or anxiety. Some people actually thrive off of that and they have healthy relationships with their sexual lives. A lot of us don't, and with the incorporation of pornography, it only makes it worse. And I think I might be speaking more towards people who do indulge in such activities of pornography, those with unhealthy kind of ideology around their sex. Those are the ones who are affected mostly by porn. Sex and just that whole energy frequency around that is a beautiful thing. Now, there's definitely an inverse to that. And it could, as beautiful as it is, it can be just as dark. And if we don't take the time and really understand ourselves sexually, understand how we're using our sexual energy, we can have things like depression and anxiety and suppression of the spirit just flourish in our lives. And we don't want that. Me personally, I've struggled with that for a very long time. And, I think I only started taking, that whole sermon I said, I've only started taking that serious the summer of freshman college year. Just being around people, I was never really a social, actually that's a lie. I'm more ambivert, I don't know. But dealing with anxiety and depression, actually being diagnosed with ADHD, which already kind of umbrellas anxiety and depression. Watching porn, being social, and also dealing with anxiety, depression, and that was just not a good combination. If anything, that was probably the worst period of my life. Um, while also trying to maintain a relationship, maintain school, there was a lot that I was umbrelling that I should have been taking out, should have been letting sit in the rain, because at the end of the day, one of the most important things in life is your spirit and the way you feel about yourself, because that is a projection, and who you are and how you live is also a projection